Welcome back, guys, to my next trading breakdown. So this is a trade I took yesterday. I know I said in the last video I'd be back the next day with another video if we took a trade, and we did. So it's nice to get another one in on the week, especially with NFP happening today, which obviously will be sitting out. So two for two this week, which has been banging. So yeah, I'll get straight into it. Okay, so coming into the session yesterday, of course, always starting with the hourly chart. Just looking at key levels and time frames, always marking out previous sessions. So we've got New York, London, and Asian, and then always marking out session highs and lows that haven't already been taken out. So in this case, we've got Asian low still available. We did have London low still available, and pre-opening bell, we did have London high still available. So yeah, always marking out the sessions there to determine a bias. And on this day, I was mainly bullish. Of course, we've been in this decent trend here for a little bit. After taking out really strong lows down here, especially on the 4 hour chart, you can see that. So we've been reacting from this sell side liquidity, and we're respecting bullish price action. As you can see here, we're inversing a lot of sell side gaps. We are respecting bullish fair value gaps, and we've been doing that ever since. So to have a bullish bias on the day, I think is pretty fair. Now, going down into the 5 minute, which is 5 minute, and the 1 minute is where I'm doing most of my analysis slash entry points. We can see here on opening bell, we just slammed straight up into London highs and literally reversed that entire move with the red folder news that we had. That would have been a lovely trade, but it was so choppy and I didn't see any clean entries on the 1 minute. So happy to just miss out on that. I'm having a bullish bias for the day anyway. I was patient enough to wait for these levels to be taken out. So my main confluences for the entry down here, basically, of course, taking out London sell side, New York sell side. Um, sorry, Asian sell side. And we did have a really nice SMT on NQ and ES here. So I believe ES managed to take out the London lows, but didn't quite make it to Asian. And of course, we had a lovely sweep here of all of these lows on NQ. So at that point, after seeing my confluences, some of my confluences to look for entry points, I'm then going to come down into the 1 minute chart. We'll take a look at that. Okay, so, all right. So coming into the 1 minute, of course, we had this insane amount of chop, um, which is where I said I struggled to find an entry with my model. Um, and then after coming out of this chop and sweeping out these lows, I was happy to start looking for entry points. So as I said, we had that SMT. We had a decent sort of another liquidity sweep here on the 1 minute chart. I'm then looking for inverse gaps to start looking for market structure shifts, breaker structure, whatever, and respecting that behavior. So what we've got here is we've got a lovely inverse fair value gap. So all I've done here is just simply my model is just wait for a candle closure above. You could wait for a retest. In this case, if you'd have waited for a retest and then another candle closed, you'd have missed a huge candle. So I'm happy with this entry here. We've got stop loss, of course, just below the gap. And then I targeted around, I think it was about a 1.88 or something. So regardless to this box here, whatever. So yeah, really happy with those risks to reward at the moment. I've noticed with my trading that I've managed to hone in a lot lately on win rate is to just have a smaller RR and just get those wins up. It's really impacts my emotions a lot better. I find that winning more trades is just keeping my head on a lot more rather than chasing high RR. So I'm happy with the way this is going at the moment. And of course, target for this was just opposing liquidity. Now, ideally, I guess looking at the bigger picture, there was so much low resistance liquidity here that I guess now, um, taking the time to look back on this trade was kind of clearly obvious that price wanted to take out all of these levels and then eventually take out the main session high. So of course, I'm sure this trade could have been a lot bigger than obviously it was, but it's the reason we do our analysis after the trade. And yeah, each time I do this, I'm trying to improve. So yeah, overall, really happy on the week. Of course, two for two. Monday we had a great trade, even though it was Labor Day, is what it is. And then yesterday, a really, really nice patient setup, which yeah, paid to wait for. So a really good week. And yeah, I will just give you a rundown of where I'm at now in terms of profit for the week and challenge progress. All right, so following Monday's win, we had another one yesterday, which is just locked off this week really nicely for me. Honestly, ever since taking the challenge, this has been my best week. Of course, two for two, great. And with NFP happening today, it's been a short week, but obviously really happy to sit that out anyway. Challenge progress, getting really close to the end goal now. Just two more winning trades and we'll be there. So we'll see what next week brings. But if we can replicate this week over to next, then hopefully we can lock that off next week, get onto the live account, and yeah, start making some progress on that.